Everyone in the AI world wanted to be here, particularly if you happen to be the head of OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, or even France. Because it's here in India where tech giants including Amazon, Google, and Microsoft have pledged to invest over $67.5 billion to deepen their AI footprint. And despite some local opposition, that's just for starters.
India's Tech Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw expects more than $200 billion of investments in the AI sector over the next 2 years.
The fact that India has drawn all of these AI figures shows that India is a market that none of them can ignore.
And the rankings reflect that. In Stanford University's Global AI Index, which compares talent, infrastructure, governance, and even public opinion, India comes in third, behind only China and the US. So as big tech opens its even bigger wallet, India now has to figure out how much space it should reserve for its own players.
India knows very well it's not going to be able to develop the next OpenAI anytime soon. So startups instead are focusing on developing real-world solutions for India's diverse markets, which once proven here, can be exported to the global south.
With India fast becoming AI's largest laboratory, the question is, can it catch up with Beijing and Silicon Valley to also become one of its architects?
The world is enthralled by this massive AI race between the US and China, and there is very little attention paid to the rest of the players in the AI space.
But the juice could well be worth the squeeze.
India has always sort of prided itself about coming in from behind and then landing in one of the leading spots.
Here we have a majestic liftoff of LVM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft.
For instance, when India sent its mission to the moon, the entire mission cost less than what a Hollywood movie on space was costing. And so India really wants to build AI in much similar way.
People are applauding.
And there are many factors indicating that the country is well positioned to be a leader in AI, just maybe not in the way China and the US are. India has the second highest number of internet users in the world, more than double the US. This is largely thanks to the country's vast digital infrastructure.
India has more than 700 million smartphone users. It has access to cheap data. It has digital payment platforms and public identity platforms. That scale is unmatched by any other country except China.
The data generated by all of the Indians using their devices is massive, and that is a gold mine. There is not any other country that can generate this scale of data. You know, China has been cut off for the Western companies for the longest time. So it's really now only India with over 1 billion people that can generate that kind of data.
Big tech companies have been competing to harvest this data, with some even offering free subscriptions to their AI chatbots in India.
Whether it's OpenAI's model or Google's models, a lot of these are running out of human-generated data to train their models. Where is the next wave of human-generated data going to come from? It will come from countries like India, because the more Indians that use it, the more AI training data will be generated, and that will refine these models much more and make them so much better.
But not everyone agrees with this approach.
There is a feeling among some that we should not be giving away all our data to foreign companies.
Beyond the volume of data lies something equally powerful: the diversity embedded within it. And this is what makes India so valuable to foreign AI companies.
India is the world's most populous country. It also has hundreds of languages. The economic diversity and the financial diversity of this country is also unmatched.
According to the country's latest census, India has at least 121 major languages. But while Hindi is the world's most widely spoken language after English and Mandarin, only about 0.1% of freely available online text is in this language. Counterintuitively, this may actually be one of India's biggest advantages.
If applications are tested in India and they work here, they probably work in any other part of the world.
The other reason big AI is fixated on India is the country's growing and potentially lucrative middle class.
India's fledgling middle class is actually a boon for AI because it creates demand-led AI. The AI applications and solutions developed in India can be tested with this data-hungry middle class who's very keen to use digital applications.
India's middle class is projected to grow from roughly 31% of the population in 2021 to nearly 60% by 2047.
India has always been a massive market for technology companies. The world's largest base of YouTube users is in this country.
Hi guys, Namaste Game Show and welcome back to my channel.
The world's largest base of Instagram users is in India.
Which takes us to the final and maybe most important factor that gives India an edge: its talent.
India has among the highest number of engineers in the world. India's engineers know how to use AI in very messy, large volume environments.
According to some estimates, India produces around 1.5 million engineering graduates every year. That's equivalent to the whole population of Dallas or Milan.
My name is Kezia. I am currently doing my master's in artificial intelligence and machine learning. AI field, AI engineer, all these jobs, they are very much like an eye candy, I would say, to young people these days. Now, the idea that they can learn and understand and at times even reason with us, such a thing was very curious to know, and that's when ChatGPT also happened. So that's when I was like, let me hop onto this industry as quick as possible.
There's certainly a fear amongst Indians that the technology services industry that helped a lot of Indians catapult into the middle class and the upper middle class, a lot of those jobs are going away because of AI.
And that's before you get to the huge Indian services industry, which AI could partially replace.
But at the same time, a lot of these AI tools and systems will need talent to make them function optimally. There will be talent needed for that.
But for all the things that India has going for it, there are some key ingredients that the country is still missing.
AI needs a huge infrastructure built for it to flourish, and India still doesn't have that.
India lacks the kind of fundamental research and access to deep capital and compute that would be needed to build an OpenAI's ChatGPT anytime soon.
Remember this chart? While India is ahead of both China and the US in terms of its AI talent, it's significantly behind in most other metrics, including research and development and investment. Which is why, instead of building capital-intensive large language models, many Indian AI companies are choosing to build new apps using existing models. Such is the case with Indian startup Emergent.
Emergent is an AI app builder that allows anyone to build mobile apps, web apps, just by coming and prompting into our interface. When we saw this whole ChatGPT moment happen, it felt like there was a moment now to sort of really automate all of software engineering.
So a lot of people ask me, does India have its own OpenAI or DeepSeek? I don't think so. But does India want to build its own OpenAI or DeepSeek? I don't think so either.
To be sure, India recently launched its first two sovereign large language models, but they came more than 3 years after the launch of ChatGPT and 1 year after the release of DeepSeek's R1 model. For many in the AI world, that would easily be considered an eternity. And the country faces other challenges too.
Decision making is excruciatingly slow in this country. Domestic capital is still scarce. India needs the Western players to come in and build those parts of the AI ecosystem, such as the AI data centers, bring in the big models.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government knows this, which is why it's been working to attract leading AI companies into India.
Design and develop in India. Deliver to the world.
The Indian finance minister offered a massive tax break to foreign hyperscalers.
And the strategy is clearly working.
Reliance says it's investing more than $100 billion in AI. The National Payments Corporation of India, they're saying they're partnering with NVIDIA.
The question is whether India will be able to balance embracing foreign big tech companies while still ensuring its AI sovereignty.
India's not trying to win the AI race. It's trying to redefine what winning at scale looks like.
Whether it can make AI work in healthcare and education, but will make them very contextual to industries. And that could be a model that then gets easily transported out into the world. And I think that is what India is hoping to do.